We expect a lot to continue to come out of this Jay-Z case. Every day there's going to be talk. There's going to be new narratives, new discussion points, new arguments, new debates. This one right here is going to be a little bit more of an argument. I'm getting annoyed by something, I admit. I hope that y'all could at least open up your mind to see things at least remotely close to why I titled this. Are we keeping the same energy now that, Jay-Z has this case, right? Are we keeping the same energy? Of course, one of the immediate, I guess, uh, um, connections that we're going to draw is of Drake, right? Drake had a lot going on around his name to the point where he put in a damn lawsuit, right? Being called a pedo, once again, is something that no man ever wants on their jacket, whether it's true or whether it's false. Being a R, ist, being a pedo, being called outside of your sexual preference for some men is very, very disrespectful. The list continues. Being told to SMD. There's just certain things that we don't play with, and being called a PDF pedo, however we're gonna call it on the internet these days to stay safe, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So they say, anytime we had somebody else that was ever called a pedo, now that Jay-Z, who is beloved by many, who is supported by many, who is many people's GOAT, we need to keep that same energy. Now, let me take a step back to cliches. And in the chat, everybody that's in the chat so far, I want y'all to start dropping a chat answer for me. Yes or no? Should we be keeping that same energy when I compare Jay-Z to Drake specifically? And you see, I also put a couple other people in the thumbnail as well. I put Michael Jackson. I put R. Kelly, some of the biggest people to come through the industry, the music industry, and have these type of claims either put on them or them getting found guilty of it, like R. Kelly, right? So when you see some of those people in the thumbnail, I'm going somewhere with all of this. So I want to see yeses and nos in the chat. I see a bunch of yes, keep that same energy. I see Big Yellow says always salute. I see yes from browsing. I see a bunch of people saying yes already in the chat. I appreciate y'all. Thank you. So let's take a step back for a second. Cliches. I told y'all this stream right here, it's a little bit of an event. Cliches. Glazing. Y'all love that one these days, huh? Glazing. If you have an opinion, if you defend somebody, if you stick up for somebody, if you support somebody, if I'm a big fan of somebody, right? ARP is glazing. That's what we do today. That's what we do. Y'all don't hear me use the term glazing, do y'all? How about facts? Everything's a fucking fact, right? Never heard of Michael Jackson. Facts. Look at him. Never heard of Michael Jackson? Well, I did. Then why'd you say it? I don't know. It's just what everybody else said. It sounded right to say. I put facts at the end of everything. Fuck it. We're gonna say on my mama, on my dad, all of that, right? It gets cliche. My man Pap said, keep my enemies close. Keep my enemies close for what? I catch my enemies close, I'm going to roast his guts. Now we understand the concept of keeping your enemies close. It's like paying attention to what they're up to. But the actual literal form of keeping them close, like, let me just be in the same room as these people because I want to bond with them. And the closer I am to them, the closer I am to react. I don't want to be nowhere near my fucking enemies, to be honest. And I don't even have any enemies, but you get my point. It's just these fucking cliches. Snitching was one. Everybody wanted to run around saying stop snitching, and they still do, right? And these people don't have no involvement in anything illegal, never touched one little pinky toe in the street. That they want to just jump into this whole thing of putting these type of allegations on people. And the internet is the internet. I get it. Can't beat the internet. But these cliches keep that same energy. I want y'all to keep answering in the chat for me. Should people keep the same energy with Jay-Z that they have for Drake all 2024? Keep the answers coming in the chat. Let's jump into some of the people in the thumbnail. R. Kelly. R. Kelly, man, like what happened with him and what his lawyers did, it was O.J. Simpson level. Think about it. Think about it for a second, people. When I say O.J. Simpson level, him and Johnny Cochran and that dream team that came out, they put the glove on. If the glove don't fit, you must acquit. To this day, we all think that O.J. did it. But the glove did. It was a beautiful move that they pulled, and he got off. Later on, when they got his ass, they got him for something else. What was it? Stealing back his own property and shit. Everybody said, why you wasn't sitting your ass down, OJ? Stupid. Similar thing with R. Kelly. Do y'all forget that when the initial joint got put on R. Kelly by Sparkle for her niece, he continued on for years. As a matter of fact, even before he got off, the case was sitting there for years while he was still touring, putting out albums, doing features with some of the other biggest artists in the industry at the time. What his legal team did was masterful in his defense. Even Jay-Z was still rocking with him, despite the claims, right? I got both albums. I went to one of the shows before the Mace got pulled out and the tour was canceled. How many of y'all really remember what I'm talking? Best of both worlds. Bigger than Martin Malcolm. This is bigger than the album. Talk. What? I was there for all of this shit, B. There was a fucking tape out before this shit. It wasn't no rap song of Baka got a weird case. Why is he around? It wasn't no allegations. It wasn't no 24 years later we hear a civil lawsuit about a 13-year-old that ended up at a party and something happened to them and they ran out the party and called their father from a gas station. It wasn't that. So a lot of people, whether they want to fucking admit it or not, with their own eyes and ears saw the R. Kelly tape. I come from the Canal Street era. The shit was selling up and down Broadway and on Canal Street and all over Manhattan. Just like right next to you had your mixtape, you had your DJ Clue mixtapes, you had the K Slade mixtapes, you had your R. Kelly tape right next to it. I'm talking about your porn section, your rap DVD or VHS section. R. Kelly shit came out with the VHS tapes. I don't even think DVDs was hot yet. You get it right there on the street, on a carpet. Y'all New Yorkers know what I'm talking about, and the shit was probably like that in a lot of cities. Y'all all, the world seen it with their own eyes, a visual. Dave Chappelle did skits on R. Kelly, right? They joked, they killed R. Kelly. The pee on you shit was hit. That's one of the biggest Chappelle skits. He turned it into a joking ass song. Everybody killed him. But he went on with his career. He got off. Later on, they got him for the sex trafficking and all that type of stuff, right? That's R. Kelly. That's the energy we had around him. Michael Jackson. He's in the thumbnail. Let's talk about it. Well, Michael Jackson, some of y'all wasn't even sure of what his sexuality was. I come from a way less sensitive era, people. It was okay for you to question somebody's sexuality back then. Today, I won't do it. I don't want y'all canceling my videos or ARP getting in trouble. That's the era I come from. Okay, Drewski wouldn't get in trouble for calling another kid fat or a little kid fat from my era. I'm being real. And a lot of y'all know where the fuck I'm coming from. Okay? Y'all didn't even know what Michael Jackson's sexual preference was. It was like he had this weird thing around him. Kids, we didn't know if that was his kid that he hung over the balcony. Is he sexually active? What do you mean he got a kid? I don't even know. It's weird. You see him with a woman, you don't know what's going on with him. But let's talk about the alleged pedo stuff, right? Dude had children as his close friends. Stay with me, people. I don't even know if I could have a good conversation with somebody in their there's some very, very smart, intellectual, progressed 20 people in their 20s. But the average person in their 20s, they got a lot of living and experiences and wisdom and growth and maturity and all this to go through for us to even be on a similar wavelength about many topics, not all, but many things about life. Michael Jackson was how old? And he had close to Macaulay Culkins and all the children were his close friends. He obviously had like a social issue or something like that. That's why he did all of that shit to his face. Killed him, chopped himself up, turned himself into a Halloween fucking outfit permanently. Why? He was weird. Look at how they killed. Look at how Cat Williams and Eddie Griffith, and I'm keep using the comedian references because it wasn't sensitive back then, and they would drag the shit out of Michael Jackson. The only person that was like on a comedy stage that fucked with Michael Jackson was probably Chris Tucker. That was it. He was getting dragged left and right. You had the Never Never Land is built for who? A bunch of people in their 40s and 50s to come have a good time? No. We all thought Michael Jackson was a weirdo. Admit it. Admit it. Let's be real. Okay? That's Michael Jackson. That's 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 R. Kelly. Okay, let's talk about Drake. People. I did a stream. I said, when it was heavy in the middle of the songs going back and forth, I said, I don't think he's a pedophile, man. Oh, I don't even mean to say the full word. YouTube, forgive me. Based on all this stuff, the videos and the occurrences and stuff that's put together, and these little girls and the girls basketball team and the TMs and some of these relationships, the most I think I could allow myself to go is it grooming possibly? That's the most I could really do on Drake's jacket. And even that, I want to be careful of, all alleged. But I don't believe that the man is a pedo at all. Guess what? One thing that Drake don't have that all these other people in my thumbnail do. He don't have a suit on him that I know. I don't know about no teenager or no little kid. Like these little kids, they was coming up in R. Kelly's joint. Little kids, they was coming up in Michael Jackson's joint. A little 13-year-old now has come up in Jay-Z's joint, even though I don't believe it. But, and we'll do more of that later. We got a lot of rollout to do about this case with Jay-Z specifically. But I don't remember anything ever being on Drake. Somebody tell me if I'm missing something with a little 13, 14, 15-year-old, something. No, I don't remember it. I'm talking about sexually, right? Kendrick kicked his ass with a narrative and a song and angles that stuck. It's a rap battle. That's what happens in rap battles. That's why we're like, yo, why are you going to the court over anything? It's a rap battle. Yeah, you got hurt. And at your level, if you get slapped around being the king of this shit, sitting in the throne, you're going to drop down. You're going to get hurt. You might lose some money. You might lose some sales. That's the nature of engaging in a rap battle. That's why you got a lot of people in the industry, they won't rap battle. They won't do it. I give Drake respect for doing it. Being in the throne and putting himself out there to possibly go through some shit like this. He didn't forecast this happening. Well, he forecasted some of it because he said a line to the degree of before Kendrick even came outside, speak on such and such, Joe Budden said it, so it got to be true. He was talking about the kid allegations. So he did forecast it. He just didn't know that Kendrick was going to all of this, right? And even when it's said and done, who's really still saying, hey, man, I just read the paperwork of you and this 13-year-old, Drake. No. This got fucked up real bad with a rap battle. And then his cultural, what looks to be like disconnects and the narratives, everything just, you know how they say the stars align perfectly for good or bad? That's what happened to Drake. The stars just aligned perfectly for him to just be demolished. But I'm not putting on his jacket what I would put on Diddy's jacket or R. Kelly's jacket or Michael Jackson's jacket. No. So I go through all of that to say, I'm one of the people early on with this small little humble podcast that wants to say early, and I really was setting y'all up prior when I said put a yes or no in the chat for should we keep that same energy, right? It's not yes, it's not no. What I laid out right there of my humble opinion is that you can't. Keeping the same energy is such a cliche saying. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. You want to know when you can keep that same energy? You got a professional boxer that's walking around promoting himself, running around with Bob Arum and whoever talking about like, I need the best of the best. I want to get in. I want to beat everybody. I need this to be undisputed. I need every title. I want to dominate the heavyweight class and all that. And then, maybe behind the scenes, his handlers, his Lucians are handpicking his fights. They're putting him in the ring with people that don't have a long enough reach or as long as reach as he does, or naturally are smaller guys with their walking around weight or maybe got a couple L's and losses on their resume, or maybe they got factors in their boxing styles that you could see that your particular fighter, oh, he can handle that. It's not a hard hitter. You know what I'm saying? And then here comes Mike Tyson in his prime, and you say, no, I didn't want to fight him, no. Now you got picks. That's when I say, keep that same energy. You was running around here screaming that you got these and pause for everybody. Don't seem so now when Mike Tyson said, hey, I'll fight him. I didn't mean to try to do the voice right there. That's the same energy that I'm going to be like, yeah, that makes sense. You can't keep the same energy in this type of shit because all these situations are vastly different. That's the point to me. Don't allow no narratives, people, of people walking around talking about, all right, hold on. Y'all went crazy calling Drake a pedo and a PDF file and all this, and Baca got a weird case. Why is he around and all this type of stuff? But now that Jay got one, everybody want to say, oh, I don't believe this. Everybody want to stand up and side with Jay. Well, here's another factor to add on to the fact that we can't keep the same energy situation to situation. Logically, if the situation has differences and variables, we must mold that together and proceed properly, right? Here's the other factor, people, when it comes to keeping that same energy. They say respect is everything. You got people on the street, walk up to them, you ask them, say, yo, what would you rather be? Fear, love, respect? What would you? A lot of people, I just want to be respected. You want to be respected by your friends. You want to be respected by your enemies. You want to be respected by strangers. You don't want somebody stepping on your toes just because you 4'2". You want respect. That's how people develop little man complexes and shit. They feel like they're not getting the proper respect because they ain't 6'5". You want to be respected as a person. Women, y'all want to be respected. You want to be able to go outside wearing something that's very, very sexy and loosely clad and not be violated by a man, right? You want to be respected. Respect. Who don't want respect in this fucking world? Everybody wants respect. So here's the thing. If we're so big on respect, don't you understand that the respect that you build loans to your character and your reputation? I told y'all this live was really a rant. The reputation that you spend your whole life building, whether it was, oh, I'm standing up to the bully at the lunch table because my reputation ain't that of a sucker. Or oh, even my boss that talks to me a certain way because he cuts my check. I told him, I said, yo, you talk to me like that again, y'all both gonna, this whole plate, I'm gonna burn this whole shit down. You want your respect. It's not about the money. It's not about whether I get punched in the face at the lunch table or not. It's not about the big bad bully to beat everybody else. It's just about my respect and my reputation, right? Jay-Z's reputation that he's earned has literally carried him through this shit. It's carried him way beyond how we look at Diddy. They have way, way different reputations. They could be on the same lawsuit and still looked at differently because of their reputations. This is logical shit, people. Everybody in this chat wants to be respected and wants to build their reputation in whatever way they want to be received, right? Right? You want your reputation to be that of a hard worker? You're going to work hard forever. That's just how it goes. Your reputation matters. So when Jay-Z has talk or buzz around him for years, and of course now it gets even amplified, right? And I'm not defending his past because I don't know his past. I wasn't there. I wasn't in nobody's bedrooms. But when the name Foxy Brown comes up, yeah, y'all see it in the thumbnail, right? When we want to attack Jay, we end up this year getting Foxy Brown coming out and say, what? I ain't told me that's the, what have we seen over the years? I never even seen one of them come out and say, yeah, I fucked Foxy, or Foxy say, I fucked you. I never seen that. We assume, and we assume for different reasons. Sometimes y'all assume shit. Let me get away from Jay-Z and Foxy for a second. Subrant. Some of y'all assume shit because y'all was never really built like that. Y'all never had y'all lives crafted like that. Let me get arrogant. Fuck it. Arrogant warning. Arrogant warning. Arrogant warning. If you put me next to a woman on camera, if I start doing a podcast with a girl or with a woman for 6 months, there's going to be a couple people that's going to think I'm fucking her. just the way I converse with her, just the chemistry that we're gonna build, just the way that I come off, the way that she come off. That's that people project that on you, but they don't want to admit it. They don't want to admit it. You know what I'm saying? If I walk into a restaurant with a woman right now, somebody gonna probably think I'm fucking her. But what if it's just a business outing? Now, if she walked in with a different type of guy, y'all paint the characteristics of that however you want for me to make the point. Y'all might just say, "Oh, that's a business deal." If she's 6 foot fucking 5 and walks in with you're gonna assume it's something else. Oh, it's tax season. You're gonna say it's about money. You're gonna say it's about whatever. But if I walk in that same restaurant with that same hey, that's what it is, right? People don't want to admit that shit. They don't want to admit it, right? So I never heard Foxy or Jay confirm nothing, but because they is guy, woman, this guy that's popping, this woman that's popping, they around each other. Oh, they must be fucking. Don't project your insecurities on nobody. And I'm not defending, oh, they never fuck because they never said. That's not what I'm doing, people. Don't run with my shit. I'm just making a point, a sub point. Okay. Now, Jay and Beyonce, it's very possible. It's very possible that you were there too early. You might have been there too early. But fast forward, look at Beyonce's fan base. Look at Jay-Z's fan base. Look at the billions of dollars that they have attained. Look at all the fans that show up to their shows, their endorsements. That we just watched Beyonce give an epic rally for fucking Kamala, right? Everybody back to that whole mother speech and all that. See anybody complaining? No. Because they ended up getting fucking married and having kids and they still together. A power couple times 10, times a billion. Literally times a billion. Right? So let's say hypothetically, Jay, you was there too early. You want to know why everybody's giving it a pass? I'm not the one that's giving it a pass. Look at Beyonce's following. Look at Jay-Z's following. Look who they've been. How long have they been together? 20 plus years or some shit like that? It's not me giving it a pass. The whole world did, if he was there too early. Because of the circumstances. And this is what I mean when I say the variables matter. The variable, you can't just keep that same energy person to person because every person's and their situation is different. So you know what everybody's doing? Oh, yeah. Married, happy. It's one of those, if you like it, I love it type of shits. The masses have been trying to tear them down. No, get divorced because 30 years ago, we think that you might have been there too early. That's not what's been happening. And that's still with the hypothetical if he did something when he shouldn't have done it, right? The circumstances matter, people. The circumstances matter. So you got the Foxy thing. You got the Beyonce thing. People mentioned the Aaliyah thing. I don't know enough details about Jay and Aaliyah and then the Dame and all that because Dame be getting at R. Kelly for Aaliyah, but you were best friends with Jay, and allegedly Jay was with Aaliyah before. So I don't even got all the details about all of that. I speak more knowledgeable about the other shit. So I don't know. That little triangle, y'all gotta help me out with the Aaliyah and Jay-Z thing, allegedly. But reputation. This is why people from the outside look at it. We could get tricked badly because they just look at Jay's reputation, how he carried himself over all these years, and they say, what? He walked in the room with another celebrity female and watched Diddy and then partook. When it don't fit, it don't fit. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to prove it now because somebody's reputation. Right now, if somebody stood up and said, let's go to battle rap side. My reputation that I built in this bitch for over 10 years. If a battle rapper came to the table right now and said, ARP is a bad businessman, how much support is he going to get with that statement unless he shows like some hardcore me being a disgusting type of person, evidence, a video, text message, emails or something, a bank account showing that I rock something. Nobody's going to back that. You're going to have a couple people that back that, but the masses won't because of the reputation that I built. I've been getting called one of the best businessmen in battle rap forever. Then all of a sudden, some stupid ass battle rapper could stand up and call me out my name and y'all going to back that? No, we protect ours in these spaces. We're supposed to, or else we ain't shit neither. You know, you stand up to shit. You don't have to be with that person, but you stand up to shit just simply by having a logical opinion. Because you would want the same for you. If you build a reputation over years as a certain type of person, You don't want something to just come along and like this, put it in the flames unless it's proven. I wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that. So when we say keep that same energy, it was just a setup question. You can't keep that same energy. Everything has variables. Everything has differences. Michael Jackson is way, way different than Drake. R. Kelly is way, way different than Jay-Z, even though they did 2 albums together. All right. Like these people have their differences in the situations that they was in, the reputations that they had, the things that they did, and the stuff that was proven. Let me know how much y'all agree or disagree, but it frustrates me, man. It's too cliche. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Keep that same energy. Be smart enough to understand the situations where you simply cannot.
Don't confuse silence with work ethic. I'm a boss, making decisions my first fetish. The verse cherished is perfect, that's a reverse blemish. I dropped it, connected the block, learn Tetris.
This is the Sorry True Podcast. Welcome to the house of. And shout out to the members.
Without, I think still got a gun.